Hey Taurus, how y'all doing? Welcome. This is your second half of October general reading. Just got through with your meditation here, and the song that I have not thought of or heard of in a long while came up in your meditation, and that was The Remedy by Jason Mraz, I believe. Yeah, it's definitely The Remedy by Jason Mraz. And I said, oh, I just split the deck and saw an animal that was in your meditation. So I saw an eagle. And it felt like the message of, it felt like sort of like a redraft or a rebirth or realigning. Stepping into a place and really finding, new members of your tribe or finding beauty, respite, and happiness in a situation that may differ than what you would have thought it would be or thought it would look like, but finding real happiness there. And it felt just very, after you got there, just look again with this eagle. It definitely came up in your meditation. You know, the eagle energy, since it keeps coming up here, the eagle energy is very much about attention to the larger picture, right? Looking at it from that bird's eye aerial view, whereas, a hawk is looking at things from the aerial view and at the same time looking at the details. So I feel like you're being called right now to kind of keep your eye on the bigger picture, but to try not to overthink or let's just put some shades on those eagle eyes. Which you could say, and it's not like rose-colored glasses, it's just like this feeling of being invited to love where you are despite what it looks like, right? Trusting that you're where you're meant to be, right? So let's get animal energy for my lovely bulls here for second half of October. I also heard the song by Maxine Nightingale, Get Right Back to Where We Started From. Something like that. So you got the deer here. This just makes all the sense in the world. I absolutely love that this came up for you. I also have a special affinity for any reading where the animal, this is the alchemical symbol for Earth, and you guys are Earth signs. I kind of love it when it lines up like that. So the deer, this is so gorgeous. First of all, look at how big these ears are. Really good for what? All the better to hear you with my dear. Right? Oh, my dear and a deer. There we go. I'm just gonna go on with these puns all day. No, I won't, I promise. This is about being gentle with oneself and others. This is about a gentle heart, being pure of heart and mind, and just really being in this space of okay. And it's this image of, the deer when, imagine that you're in the woods, right? Taking a walk through the woods, and you see a deer from a ways off. The energy that is surrounding that deer when it doesn't know it's being observed by human eyes is incredibly different and can change instantaneously the minute that it hears a twig break because, a human or a predator stepped on it, and then its energy completely changes. And I feel like for you, you're being invited to be the deer who doesn't know it's being observed, right? And there is this feeling of seeing, watching, observing. Maybe you are watching, observing, thinking about other people or yourself in a situation and looking at it through a lens I wanted to say critical, but then I was like, no, I meant clinical. I think it might be both. I think there might be an aspect of both, because whenever the deer comes up, look at all this green with the heart chakra here. Right? This is very much an invitation to, it's kind of an old trope, but it's a very true one, right? That if the only real thing that matters, the only absolute truth out there, especially in the context in which I'm feeling this for you, is love. So if you can look at everything through the lens of love, now what branches off of love, right? What are the branches from the tree of love here, so to speak, right? Acceptance, right? Non-judgment, patience, all of those things. So I feel that at the core of your reading here. When I said the word patience, I felt like a ding, 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 ding. There is something here about patience with you. And in your meditation, it did feel like kind of a returning to, again, with that Maxine Nightingale song of Get Right Back to Where You Started From. There is this call to kind of release any expectations, because remember, expectations are limitations. Releasing any expectations around where you thought you would be at this point, around who you thought you might be with, what you look like, what your situation looks like. You're being invited to kind of like step back and go, it's cool. Like, I'm really happy with where I am, right? And I'm going to find the joy and the acceptance and the patience around where I am, and trust that it's a rung on the ladder leading me to where I am meant to be in terms of my highest and best good, right? So let's see what's going on for you guys. Word. Okay. So we got the Five of Pentacles here. So the Five of Pentacles is feeling separate from what you desire. So this is linking in pretty nicely here. You know, the 5 also is a number of great change, right? But this is feeling separate from what you desire, feeling apart from, right? You see this green here too? And I was talking about the green, the deer, and the being seen in the woods, and the energy changing quickly. Go your own way. Now I'm hearing Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. You know, you see how these two crows here are off doing their thing here to the right, and then up on the tree here are these 3 crows, you know, looking this way, and all this situation here. I am hearing that. It does feel like you're being called to go your own way in terms of stepping into what is right for you, into that individual sphere of, you know what, I can't, and I am no longer aligning with anyone else's opinion, even if it's your own opinion, of where you thought you would be at a certain point, or any expectations or schedules, or you know, anything of that measures time or measures status in a way. It's like, no, I'm gonna go like go somewhere where, you know, the measuring, the yardstick is different, right? Beautiful. So you got the Page of Cups here. Now this is absolutely stunningly beautiful for you, because the Page of Cups, first of all, the page denotes a new, fresh energy, one that hasn't, you know, previously existed, right? So this can absolutely, because it is a court card, can absolutely represent you and or someone coming into your energy, because the Five of Pentacles is the past energy coming into now that could inform the present, right? And this is your present energy right here. What could be better? Page of Cups. You know, this is very much, ooh. You see all these stars back here? How they kind of look like the pentacle star in the middle is indicating. It's really cool. Never noticed that before. So Page of Cups, this is anything that activates the heart chakra here. This is a call to spend your time doing what you love. This is also a call to spend your time around people, possibly new tribe. Remember when I said that in the beginning? New tribe members that you've yet to meet. This could be job, friendship, neighbors even, roommates. Anyone that's coming into your sphere that feels like a new energy, right? That you just kind of feel like you can be yourself around. I'm feeling that really hardcore. But I do feel like there's been this shift and change getting here. And so there is this kind of call to like just be easy and gentle with yourself around it, right? Also, the starfish here is very much about wishes being granted. It's also about a emphasis on the physical and the way things look. I'm hearing to release that, right? Looks can be very deceiving. That is faux show. Let's see what else is going on for Taurus. Oh, I love it so much. This is where you're going, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. So you're the Queen of Pentacles. She is everything. So, oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. So this is really, really beautiful here. The Queen of Pentacles is gorgeous because she understands that everything she's done up until a given point is more than enough to set her up in a position where all she has to do is open her arms to receive, right? She's sown the seeds, and now all she has to do is sit here on her fabulous throne and receive all of the, you know, bounty from the seeds that she's sown, like I said. We also have the rabbit here, which is very much a symbol of fertility here, and then the butterfly. And I love how this is lining up, because how this is, you know, kind of lining up here for me. You start with the Five of Pentacles, which we could very much equate to the, we'll skip the egg and go right to the caterpillar, right? Caterpillar. Then you get to the Page of Cups, which is that cocoon, which is like, okay, I'm here now. I'm stepping into a place where I am realizing that I can really only go at my own pace at any given time. That maybe I really am where I'm supposed to be, despite how things may look or appear to myself and or others, right? So this is the cocoon, right? And then we step out to become the butterfly into full Queen of Pentacles energy, which is just so beautiful. This is very much about, and the apples here, and we are in harvest season here, which is really, really gorgeous. I really feel like you're stepping into a place here where you are feeling empowered. What else? I mean, how else can I say it? It's the feeling of, wow, I'm really empowered. And it's also this sense of like, I also, I took my time getting here once I took my hands off the steering wheel and just released control. This feels like this is what comes after releasing control, right? And finding the lighter or more positive aspects, right? Of what might not have gone exactly as you would have wished, right? We feel separate from what we want. Things aren't exactly up to snuff. Then we align with people and or aspects of ourselves that are connected to either activities or outlooks or positioning that fill our heart chakra with the feel goods, darling, right? And then we step into Queen of Pentacles, which is like, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Because I surrendered, I let go. Because I chose to spend my time focused on my heart, focused on love, focused on what allows me to be most in alignment at any given time, whether it's the people you surround yourself with, what you spend your off time doing, etc., right? You know what I'm getting? This feeling of, do you see how she's kind of like this crow here? Do you see how this is storyboarding? Looks like she's looking to the past here. And it's almost as if I'm getting this message where it's like, you're going to look back at this time of how you got to this Queen of Pentacles space and be like, wow, that was a ride. It's going to be a good story for the grandkiddies. You know what I mean? Let's get a clarifier on this Five of Pentacles here. I will say it feels serious. Just as I said that, oh my God, so perfect. It feels very serious, my lovely bulls. It feels super serious. I'm also getting here of this, that the tonic may just be to just take a little time to just watch some silly movies or horror movie, whatever, gets you in the, that zhuzhy mindset, whatever does it for you, and just like popcorn and just be where you are and just release a lot of because it feels, you know what it feels like? It feels very 3D. It feels very much of this physical world. It feels like you are dealing with things and aspects as they appear to be in the 3D. So how things look, an emphasis on how things look, how you look, where you are, where you're not, where you live, who you surround yourself with, what your job is. Like, I feel like I'm like, it feels very like things of the 3D realm, right? And then to clarify the Five of Pentacles, you have the High Priest, AKA the Hierophant. And guess what? We were saying, right? And guess what? These are both 5 cards too. So you get the 5 and the 5. Remember what we said about 5 being a number of great change? So the High Priest is very much about the way that things should be done. This is Cardinal Wolsey, who is the religious advisor to King Henry VIII. Right? I always call him Wolsey when he comes up because that's who comes to mind. Wolsey was very much about, this is the way things have always been done. Oh, you want to divorce Catherine of Aragon? That's never been done. It can't be done. Well, we see how it ended for Wolsey, not so well. But the point is that we've been talking about, fitting into certain guidelines, ideas, or aspects or expectations of where you should be, what you should look like, the people that should be around you, how much money you should be making, all of these shoulds and, all of these things and aspects of how things appear. Right? That has resulted in this Five of Pentacles. I feel like you are measuring yourself by someone else's yardstick. which is insanity. And that's not a judgment. I say that is the world that we live in, right? That is it. That's it. It's a constant measuring, by other people's yardsticks. And that's what it is. Another way to put this and kind of look at it is comparison is the thief of joy, right? We know this. Comparison is the thief of joy. And sometimes social media can set us off in a way where we're feeling okay about our lives anyway, and then we go on the social media and suddenly we're seeing people, air quote, living their best life or whatever, but remember, it's just what they present to us, right? And it's like, oh, suddenly I don't feel so great about myself. You know what I mean? And so there's that feeling here of like how you look or how you're doing or where you are compared to others. I feel like I'm also glimpsing into the holidays here, because I'm going to tell you, my lovely bulls, this doesn't just feel like this is for like, we have to timestamp these things as readers because that's just like we live in this world of time and everything. It's how we comprehend everything. But I feel like I'm not just looking at the next 2 weeks. Maybe for some of you, I feel like this could be a lot shorter, what I'm looking at here, or longer, depending on your attitude around this and what changes you make in terms of your energy field. Because I feel like I'm looking at some anxiety for a few of you, not for everybody, but I feel like for a few of you, I'm tapping into some anxiety around the holiday season or around some sort of functions or meeting up with people or something where you might not be at okay, here's what I'm saying. I'm seeing an image of like everyone sitting down at like in America, like Thanksgiving table, okay? And I'm seeing like you go around and it's like everyone says like, what are you thankful for or whatever. And then they get to you, like the collective Taurus energy, and you're like, I'm really just thankful to be here right now. That's all I got. You know what I mean? Which is a beautiful thing. And that is a very dramatic example. I feel like you guys aren't in that bad of a way or anything like that. But there is this element of like how other people perceive you, how you perceive yourself, and measuring yourself by either someone else's yardstick or by a yardstick that is yours, but that has been created out of societal or surrounding expectations of yourself that are not pertinent or needed or individualized to your own path, okay? Let's get a clarifier to the Page of Cups. Okay. So we got the Devil here for the Page of Cups. Do you remember when I said that this felt like a very 3D reading? The Devil represents everything of the 3D. Literally, that's what the Devil represents. It's also Capricorn energy here. It's not escaping my attention, darlings, that the first two clarifiers we have here are major arcanas and the ones up top are minor. If you see something in the minor, this is exactly what I was saying earlier. If you see something in the minor arcanas that you don't like, my lovely bulls, you can change it. Majors, though, denote destined events. So this is really interesting. I feel like what we're looking at the bottom here is the destined aspects of you were meant to go through this during this time, in accordance with your soul plan, right? And what we're seeing up top is your reaction to these things. It's really interesting. So the fact that the Devil... Athena. Ooh, I'm feeling Athena come in here. How funny. Okay. I'm feeling Athena come in here. Athena is very much about the goddess Athena energy is what I'm talking about. She's represented by the owl. So the owl may be a particular totem or symbol for some of y'all. The owl represents seeing others and oneself very clearly. It also represents clairvoyance. It also represents perspective, right? Beautiful feminine energy there, of course. Yeah. Okay, fine. I feel like you were being called here with this Page of Cups. Remember, we said that the Page of Cups is surrounding yourself with people, right? Even if those people are just yourself on your best day, like for real. Anything that activates your heart chakra and removes you from the half-do's or this kind of reptilian mind analysis paralysis mental circus of oh, this like mental tension, angst. And again, the deer with the heart chakra here. You are being, listen, the devil here, this El Diablo energy here, do you know what it's allergic to? Do you know what the cure is for this energy? The heart. Your spiritual center is the antithesis to the devil energy. Because remember, the devil is also feeling bound to aspects of ourselves or our 3D given circumstances, feeling bound to those things, feeling trapped, feeling like we have limited options. But it's just not so, right? It's just not the reality. Do you see how he like almost like can't see clearly, and she's like, oh my God, why are you freaking out? But there is this image of like what you know, we're not seeing clearly, right? What is the truth of things, right? There is this light in the background. Athena energy is all over this reading, okay? I feel like you're being called to see things clearly through your heart chakra lens. That's the only thing that matters right now, okay? If this is resonating with you, filter everything you feel and think through that analysis paralysis mind, through your heart chakra, okay? If it filters through and makes it out the other side, okay, it's in your highest and best good, you can keep that in your energy. But if it doesn't pass through the heart chakra filter, please disregard it. Now, what do I mean when I say that? It's like, okay, Crow Lady, that's cool. What the heck? Like, what do you mean? What you mean? Let's say that you're sitting there and you're having some mental tension about, just for an example, about finances. An example, because you do have pentacles here. Let's say you're having mental tension about finances. You're like, oh, where do you feel that tension in your body? It's probably going to be in your head or in your maybe your solar plexus region, your root chakra, which is what rules money, right? But feel it out in your body, and then mentally, just mentally see yourself taking those thoughts, right? Give it a physical form. I love to make things into like an animal. Of course I do. So let's say you're sitting there having that mental tension, and then make it into a cockroach. Okay, make it into a cockroach. And then see that this is what works for me. Do what works for you. You can make it into a ball. You can make it into an inanimate object, whatever works, right? Make it into a cockroach, and then take that cockroach, that mental angst, and send it and make it sit inside of your heart region and see what happens. If it like starts like, it feels like this, then you know that it's not a good match. It's almost as if matching donors, right? Are you the right blood type? Send those thoughts and make it sit in the heart chakra, right? Don't make it, but allow it, ask it, set the intention to sit there. Now, if you have and this is something that you can notice. I feel like you're being asked to observe things in a new way, right? Let's say that you are having a day where you're just feeling really grateful. You've had a great day, surrounded by friends. You've been, doing all the things, listening to music that get you into that beautiful vibration, and then take that feeling and then go, okay, where is that in relation into my heart? Oh, I don't have to send it to my heart chakra. It's already there. That's where this is emanating from. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But you're being asked to filter things through your heart chakra region, which is as simple as envisioning it and allowing it to be so. Okay? Queen of Pentacles. But I feel like there's a lot that has nothing to do with your heart chakra that's impeding your energy, and you're being called to just release that. The heart chakra is the cure, the antidote, anything that makes your heart sing with joy. And this is the best thing in the world that could have come up here, because you've got the 9 of freaking Cups to clarify the Queen of Pentacles. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. Look at what's on the other side of this. I also want to draw a parallel. Completely different deck. Remember how I brought up the starfish and I said that's wish fulfillment? And then you got the wish fulfillment card. Look at what else. Do you see the starfish right there? Completely different deck. See the starfish? These wishes are coming in for you. I love the pumpkin realness here too. Remember when I said that the Queen of Pentacles is really just about opening her arms up to receive all of her bounty? I understand that in one aspect, this feels like a lot of like, oh, there's a lot to do. But it's not really that way, because also look at what she's wearing here. Do you see how she's wearing green? We're talking about the green with the deer. Call upon the deer to work with you during this time, and I feel like the best thing that you can possibly do, because look what you're stepping into. Look what you're stepping into. You will be receiving your heart's desire in full spades without having to do much except open your arms to receive. Isn't that brilliant? It's not like it's like, Queen of Wands, for example, where it's like, well, you got to go out and get it and then learn to receive it. You got to do. Queen of Wands is a blend of being active and passive, right? Queen of Pentacles, rather, right here is very much about receiving and being more passive, understanding that she's already done the work, right? So this is beautiful. That's what she has in common with the Queen of Cups. They're more inactive, but they're actively receiving, right? This is beautiful. You will be receiving, again, with this cups here, your heart's desire, right? It's just about removing you from energies or mental entrapment thinking, right? False thinking of, I'm not where I want to be, or this isn't how, I thought this would look, or whatever. I don't want to let this go. I don't want to let this habit go. I know this is no longer working for me, but I don't want to release it. Anything that's keeping you kind of bound and chained and far from this lightness of being that the deer embodies here, time to let it go, because on the other side of that letting go, by the way, this is the season of letting go, by the way. Very much feels like that. It is complete and total wish fulfillment, with this Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. This is a killer combo right here. Killer combo. And you had the starfish come up a couple of times, which is again about wish fulfillment. I'm feeling like getting a goddess energy for my lovely bulls here. I know this felt, a little bit intense, but what's on the other side of it is just so gorgeous. And again, comparison is the thief of joy, and you've got to move at your own pace, in your own time, realize that expectations are limitations, and really just do you in every way that looks like, okay? Your priority right now, what I'm getting here for this time period, is you and only you, okay? Let's go ahead and get some divine. Oh my God, and I was just talking about this. Remember how I just said you and only you? Bast, independent. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. And I literally was just talking about that. I love that she came up here because this is actually a really good point. Bast, absolutely, she's very the feline energy here, right? Feline energy here. I really love this because if you think, this is very much feels like your advice. Because if you think about a cat and a dog, right? Because I'm going back to this Hierophant thing here in this Five of Pentacles, right? A dog, okay, not every dog, okay, I'm not speaking in absolutes, but the kind of, stereotype of a dog is that, friendly, will go up to people and isn't that discerning and, okay, yeah, you can pet me and all of the, very loyal to their master, no matter what their master, is like, just unconditional loyalty and love and all of these things, right? And then you have a cat who's going to come and go as they please. They're not really necessarily always going to come when they're called, okay? They're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. They don't care if, they're not living up to some expectations of their person or household or whatever have you. They could care less. They move how they want to move. They go where they want to go. They have their own schedule, and you can just consider yourself lucky enough to be an active viewer in their life, right? That's a difference between the cat and the dog and this one. Now, again, don't come for me, not every cat and dog, but just the stereotype of it. And I love that this came up for you, that it's like, yeah, embody that cat-like energy while at the same time keep the heart chakra alive, though. We don't want to live too hard in that cat-like energy where it's like, F everybody, I'm doing me. Because that's beautiful, but we also have to balance it, as human beings, or as spiritual beings having a human experience, rather. Keeping our heart chakra activated is the key to attracting to us what it is we desire and wish for. Again, you have the number 9 here, which is the independent number, right? If you think about it, 9 of Cups is someone solo, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles is about being solo and loving it, right? So there is this feeling of do you, focus on you, do whatever it takes to bring your heart solace, joy, and fulfillment. And as a result of putting yourself first and only doing you and not measuring yourself by anyone else's yardstick, it's Queen of Pentacles and 9 of Cups all day, every day. Okay? That's what it is. My beautiful bulls, you absolutely got this. All right. Whew. With that being said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, just thank you for being you, and be well.